hope it is better today, because recently I had interruptions on the internet all the time, but I shall see. I'm reading Travels with My Aunt. It's a novel by Greene, published in 1969. Henry Pulling met his Aunt Augusta after 50 years at his mother's funeral. He hadn't seen her since then, and she's a great traveller. Henry Pulling is not. He was a retired bank manager. Anyway, his aunt took him on her travels, and they have been to Istanbul and Boulogne to find Henry Pulling's father's grave, and they did. Anyway, he is back now in Southwood, but his aunt isn't back yet. And I'm in chapter 19, and this is the third part because out. Oh, it was just now, it kept cutting out again. Anyway, the police wants to talk to Henry Pulling. Mr. Sparrow, Mr. Woodrow, the vicar, I said. He just came out of church. I hope you all enjoyed our carol service. Indeed I did, Sergeant Sparrow said heartily. If there's one thing I like, it's a good tune with words I can understand. Just a moment while I find copies of our parish magazine. Quite a bumper Christmas issue. The vicar dived back into the dark church, looking like a ghost in his surplice. You understand, sir, Sergeant Sparrow said. We could have easily got a search warrant and made a forcible entry, but besides ruining a good lock, it's a chub, very prudent of Miss Bertram. It looks bad in evidence, you understand what I mean, for the good lady, if it comes to evidence, which I hope will not be the case. But what on earth are you looking for? Not pot again, surely? Inspector Woodrow said in a grave hangman's tone. We are pursuing an inquiry at the request of Interpol. The vicar came hurriedly back to us, waving. He said, you will find a tear-out subscription form for the coming year. Mr. Pulling already subscribes. Thank you, I'm sure, Detective Sergeant Sparrow said. I haven't a pen with me at the moment, but just leave it with me. A very tasteful and original design. All that holly and the birds and gravestones. Inspector Woodrow took his copy with evident reluctance. He had in front of him, as a witness holds a Bible in court, not quite certain what to do with it. It's a very swinging number, the vicar said. Oh, forgive me, poor lady. I'll be back in one sec. He pursued an elderly lady down the path to Latimer Road, calling, Mrs. Brewster, Mrs. Brewster. I think before he returns, Inspector Woodrow said, we had better go somewhere and discuss things. Sergeant Sparrow had already opened the parish magazine and was reading it with absorption. You can come home with me, I said. I would prefer to go to Miss Bertram's with no further delay. We can explain matters in the car. Why do you want to go to my aunt's flat? I've told you, there has been an inquiry from Interpol. We don't want to disturb a magistrate on Christmas night. You are next of kin. Your aunt, giving you her key, has left the... Your aunt, by giving you her keys, has left the flat in your care. Has something happened to my aunt? It is not impossible. He was never satisfied until he made 4 words serve for one, he said sharply. The vicar is coming back. For God's sake, Sparrow, pay attention. Now, I hope you won't either of you forget your subscription, the vicar said. It will go to a good cause. We are furnishing a children's corner in time for Easter. I would have preferred to call it a chapel, but we have some old Protestant battle axes in Southwood. I let you into a very deep secret. I haven't even told my committee. The other day I obtained in Portobello Road an original drawing of Mabel Lucy Arwell's. We shall unveil it at Easter, and I'm wondering if we couldn't persuade Prince Andrew. I'm afraid, Vicar, we shall have to go, Inspector Woodrow said, but I hope your corner will be a great success. It was beginning to rain. He looked at his umbrella, but he didn't open it. Perhaps he was not confident that the neat folds could ever be properly reproduced. I will be calling on you, the vicar said, when I have your addresses on the subscription form. Sparrow, Inspector Woodrow spoke sharply. Sparrow closed the parish magazine with reluctance and followed us at the run because of the rain. As he sat down beside Woodrow in the driver's seat, he explained apologetically, "There's a story called Who's Guilty? I thought it might be a murder story. I like a good murder story, but it was only about an old lady who was unkind to a pop singer. You can't tell anything from titles now," I said. "When did you last see your aunt?" The phrase sounded vaguely familiar. "Some weeks, months ago, in Boulogne. Why?" "You travel about a great deal with her, don't you?" "Well, when did you last hear from her?" "I've told you. Boulogne. Do I have to answer these questions?" "You have your constitutional rights," Sergeant Sparrow began, "like any citizen. Duties too, of course. A voluntary statement always A voluntary statement always has a better sound in court. The court takes into consideration—" "For God's sake, hold your tongue, Sparrow," Inspector Woodrow said. "Aren't you surprised, Mr. Pulling, that you've heard nothing from your aunt since Boulogne?" "There's nothing about my aunt which surprises me." You aren't anxious in case something might have happened to her?" "Should I be? She has kept some very queer company. Have you ever heard of a Mr. Visconti?" "The name," I said, "is somewhat familiar." "A war criminal," Detective Sergeant Sparrow added unwisely. "Please keep your eye on the road, Sparrow," the inspector said. "General Abdul? You've heard of General Abdul, I presume?" "Perhaps, yes, I seem to know the name." "You were with your aunt in Istanbul some time ago. You arrived by train. You were expelled after a few hours. You saw a Colonel Harkin." "Oh. I saw some police officer or other, certainly. An absurd mistake. General Abdul made a statement before he died." "Died? Poor fellow, I didn't know. I can't see how this statement can concern me." "Or your aunt?" "I'm not my aunt's keeper." The statement concerned Mr. Visconti. Interpol has circulated the details. Until now, we had always assumed that Mr. Visconti was dead. We had written him off. "By the way," I said, "forward with me." I had hardly expected that. "I wanted only your permission to enter. I assure you that we'll do no damage." "I'm afraid I can't allow it. The flat is in my charge." "It would look so much better if it ever came to a jury, Mr. Pulling," Sparrow began, but the inspector interrupted him. "Sparrow, take the next turning on the left. We take Mr. Pulling home." "You can call on me after Christmas," I said. "That is, if you have a search warrant." So, that was finally the end of chapter 19. Today is the 21st of January, and it's a dark day.